Here's what's going on with the news about Blackpink and the recent fan reaction, including the disbandment fears sparked by a comment from Jisoo. What happened after Blackpink's Deadline World Tour wrapped its final show in Hong Kong? YG Entertainment released behind-the-scenes footage from the concert. In the clip, Jisoo casually said something like, "Who knows when we'll be able to use this again?" referring to her in-ear monitors as the tour wrapped up. Some fans quoted that remark online and interpreted it to mean that Blackpink might not perform together again soon, or even that the group could be finished or disbanding. That led to viral reaction posts with phrases like, "It's over," and speculation about their future, especially since new comeback promotions so far have drawn mixed reactions from fans. Fan interpretations vary. Some fans took the comment literally. They feel like the group might be taking a long break, or that the comment suggests uncertainty over future group activities. Others think it was just a casual remark. Many point out that it likely referred only to the end of that particular tour, not Blackpink's overall career, and that they're not disbanding. There's no official statement from YG Entertainment saying Blackpink is disbanding. At this point, the comment appears to be taken out of context by some parts of the fandom, rather than a confirmed plan to end the group. Context matters. Wrapping up a long tour often means a break before the next project, and idols usually talk about transitions rather than endings. Members of big K-pop groups also do solo projects, acting roles, modeling, endorsements, etc., which can make group activity look less frequent without meaning disbandment. In another interview from the past, Lalisa Manoban has made it clear publicly that the group continue even with solo endeavors. Bottom line, there's no confirmed news that Blackpink is disbanding. The comment from Jisoo was likely about the end of a tour, not about the group breaking up. Fans are interpreting it differently, which has caused the speculation online. No, this is not the first time Blackpink has faced disbandment rumors. Over the years, similar fears have happened multiple times, usually during contract renewals or long group hiatuses. Here are the major moments. Long comeback gap. After the album, 2020, the group had a long break before returning with Born Pink in 2022. Fans began speculating because few group releases, more solo activities, silence from YG Entertainment. Rumors spread, but they came back stronger. 2023 contract renewal scare. Biggest one. This was the most serious rumor period. Their original 7-year contracts were ending. News reports claimed some members might leave YG. Only certain members would renew. The group might not continue together. Stock prices even fluctuated because of the uncertainty. Eventually, all 4 renewed for group activities. Individual contracts differed. So the group officially continued. Tour-ending comments like now. Whenever a major tour ends, emotional or ambiguous comments from members often trigger speculation. Fans sometimes interpret, "We don't know when we'll meet again. Thank you for everything. Who knows when we'll use this again," as signs of disbandment, even if it just means a break. Why Blackpink gets disbandment rumors often? Long gaps between comebacks, strong solo careers, high global fame, media exaggerates everything, YG's history with other groups. Because Blackpink operates differently from typical high-frequency K-pop groups, silence often turns into speculation. Bottom line, no, this isn't the first rumor, and historically similar rumors have not meant actual disbandment. Alright, let's look at this calmly and logically. Is this rumor more serious than before? Short answer, no. It's actually less serious than the 2023 contract scare. We're talking about Blackpink, and historically, there have been 3 levels of disbandment panic. Level 1, real risk, 2023 contract renewal. When their 7-year contracts with YG Entertainment expired, this was a legitimate uncertainty. Why it was serious? Renewal negotiations were happening. Media reported some members might leave. YG stock prices dropped due to uncertainty. No official confirmation for months. This was the only time disbandment was realistically possible. Result, they renewed for group activities. That legally secured Blackpink as a group. Level 2, long hiatus panic, 2021 to 2022. Before Born Pink, fans feared. Long silence, heavy solo focus, few group promotions. But there was no contract issue, just YG's slow release style. Level 3, emotional tour ending comments. Current situation. Now, the "who knows when we'll use this again" comment. Why, it's probably not serious. It was said casually behind the scenes. It likely referred to the end of that tour equipment cycle. Groups often take breaks after world tours. There is no official statement suggesting disbandment. This is more of a fandom interpretation spiral than business reality. Reality check. Disbandment usually shows clear warning signs: official termination announcement, members publicly leaving, contract expiration without renewal, agency confirmation. None of those are happening right now. Why Blackpink rumors feel bigger? Blackpink operates differently. Fewer comebacks, huge global demand, strong solo careers, high media attention. So every small comment gets amplified. Final honest assessment. Compared to 2023, this situation is mild. It feels like, open quote, emotional fans plus vague wording, post-tour uncertainty, not a real business-level disbandment crisis. All right, here's a calm, realistic breakdown. Blackpink disbandment probability, industry-based estimate. Based on K-pop industry patterns, contracts, and current structure. Short term, 1 to 2 years. Estimated chance of disbandment, 5 to 10%. Why low? They already renewed group contracts with YG Entertainment. They remain one of YG's biggest revenue sources. Global touring demand is extremely high. No member has announced departure from the group. The company has strong financial incentive to keep them active as a group. Medium term, 3 to 5 years. Estimated chance, 25 to 35%. Why higher? Solo careers will likely expand. Members may prioritize acting, fashion, or solo music. Long gaps could increase naturally. This wouldn't necessarily mean conflict, more like gradual slowdown. Long term, 5+ years. Estimated chance, 50%. This is normal for almost all K-pop groups. Most groups don't remain fully active indefinitely, but less active, dramatic breakup. Important distinction. There are 3 different outcomes people confuse. 1. Official disbandment, legal termination, unlikely soon. 2. Hiatus, infrequent comebacks, very possible. 3. Solo-focused era but group intact, most likely scenario. Blackpink is currently closer to number 3. Industry pattern comparison. Groups at their level usually transition into legacy acts, do global tours every few years, release fewer albums, focus on solo brands. That's evolution, not collapse. Final honest take. Right now, this feels like normal post-tour uncertainty, not a structural ending. All right, here's the realistic biggest risk factor for Blackpink's long-term future. Not rumors, not fan panic, actual industry mechanics. The biggest real risk, diverging individual power. Blackpink is unusual because each member has become a global brand individually. Solo music careers, acting, luxury fashion ambassadorships, independent label moves, global endorsements. When individual influence becomes equal to or bigger than the group brand, scheduling and priorities become complicated. This doesn't cause conflict, it causes logistical strain. Second risk, YG's release strategy. YG Entertainment historically favors long gaps, event-style comebacks, scarcity marketing. This creates fan anxiety, rumor cycles, are they done? Speculation. But financially, scarcity has worked for Blackpink. Why immediate disbandment is unlikely? 1. They already renewed group contracts. 2. Touring revenue is massive. 3. Their brand value is still extremely high. 4. They are still in peak global demand. Companies do not end billion-level brands casually. Most likely future scenario. Instead of disbandment, expect fewer comebacks, bigger but less frequent tours, strong solo eras, occasional anniversary or milestone releases. This is the legacy global act model. What would be a real warning sign? These would be serious. A member officially leaves group contract. Public contract dispute. YG announces termination. Years of zero group activity with confirmation. None of those are happening. Final honest assessment. Current situation equals emotional interpretation. Real structural risk equals long-term scheduling and individual focus. Short-term stability. High. Medium-term activity frequency. Lower. Immediate collapse. Very unlikely. Because Blackpink actually doesn't follow the normal K-pop model anymore. They're much closer to the Western global act model. Let's compare clearly. Typical K-pop group model. Most K-pop groups, 2 to 3 comebacks per year, constant variety show content, heavy fan engagement, tight group-centered identity, 7-year contract peak, then decline or disband. Activity equals frequent and high volume. This model depends on constant visibility. Western Global Act model. Major Western artists or groups release albums every 2 to 4 years, large world tours, long breaks between projects. Strong solo or individual branding, less fan content pressure. Examples: Spice Girls, Destiny's Child, One Direction. These groups go on hiatus, focus on solo careers, reunite for tours or special projects. They evolve. They don't disappear instantly. Where Blackpink fits, Blackpink already operates like long gaps, 2 years between albums, massive stadium tours, members with independent brand empires, selective music releases, event-level comebacks. That's not classic K-pop behavior. That's Western Legacy Act behavior. What this means, instead of disband after 7 years, the more likely path is long breaks, big reunion tours, occasional high-impact albums, members thriving solo. That model can last 10 to 15 plus years. Final reality. If Blackpink were following standard K-pop structure, disbandment risk would be higher. But because they've transitioned into a global brand structure, their trajectory looks more like strategic, slow-burn longevity. Here are the major record holders. Longest-running girl group, brand still active. The Supremes, formed 1959, active as the Supremes until 1977. They lasted 18 years under that name, though with lineup changes. However, if we include earlier formation roots as the Primettes, the group lineage stretches even further. Longest continuously active with original members. The Chantels, formed 1957, some original members continued performing decades later, but activity levels varied. Longest-running international girl group, still active. Bananarama, formed 1981, still active today. That's over 40-plus years, making them one of the longest-running girl groups in history. Even though members changed at times, the group name never officially disbanded. In K-pop specifically, Baby Viox, active, 1997 to 2006. Brown Eyed Girls, debuted 2006, technically still active, though mostly on hiatus. K-pop girl groups rarely last beyond 10 to 15 years due to contract systems. So who holds the record? If we're talking global mainstream longevity, Bananarama, 1981 present, is widely recognized as the longest-running girl group brand, over 40 years.